Hey, welcome
Welcome. Thanks,
to
man.
Let's See What Happens podcast, brother.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Hey,
Let's see what happens.
hey, so when I first thought about putting this project together, well, when I made the decision to start recording this, right?
Right.
You're one of the dudes that I thought about right away. I thought about having on, and I ended up running into you. We worked overtime together, maybe about a month ago, or maybe about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We worked overtime together, and I saw you.
Right.
And right around that time is when, like, I was really gonna start with focusing on the podcast and focusing on getting it out. And I was like, you know what? I fucking saw Hoil for a reason, man.
Right.
And I think I did. And one thing leads to another, and now you're here, dog.
I appreciate you having me here, man.
Welcome, dog.
Truly appreciate it.
And
man.
one of the reasons why I want you on is because I really think that you're one of those type of guys. Well, for me, you inspire me, dog. We've had a lot of conversations, and I like your get down. I like your mentality. I like your positive, your positive approach to life, dog. You're always optimistic about the day, about situations. And back in April, I, not just me, but a lot of our brothers and sisters, dog, we got hit hard, Holmes.
Right.
We got hit hard with some bad news, and our world got turned upside down.
Right.
And once again, I ran into you for one of the training classes that we all had to take.
Right.
And you helped me out a lot that day, brother. You helped me a lot. You helped put a lot of things into perspective, dog.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so,
you know what that's called?
What's that called?
It's called Optimus resilience. So Optimus resilience is this mindset, right, where you start off with the fact that you have to do stuff, and then people get stuck on the failure part, and then don't study it and get to act. So Optimus resilience is like you're dealt with these challenges in life, and you have to be positive in the challenge to be able to resist it.
You have to be positive in the challenge in order to resist it. To resist what? Resist the
negative thoughts
that come along with that challenge.
See, the most powerful, most destructive thing in our lives is this brain. And this doesn't know what is real and unreal. We're the ones transferring that information to this brain. So in the midst of a challenge, like here's the thing. I'll give you the story of David versus Goliath.
Oh, yeah,
okay. So David versus Goliath. Like, everybody thinks like I believe I'm a very spiritual man. So I do believe in God. But I believe that God also gives us the tools to be able to overcome any challenge. So David had a giant that he had to face. This giant could be fear, it could be anxiety, it could be anything. But David found the one tool that could defeat Goliath. So he had a plan, he had a strategy, and he had to train. He had to train, and he had to lose the fear, and he had to believe that he could defeat this giant. In the midst of doing that, I'm sure that he had this joy inside because he knew that he had to defeat this giant.
Right. He had to.
And we all have giants. We all have obstacles. We all have challenges. Every day. Every time you wake up in the morning, you should be ready for war. Every day. Because you don't know what life is going to bring.
Right.
That shit could be like, hey, you're fired. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right. But that's fucking, yeah. Okay,
right. So what are you going to do? You're going to feel sorry for yourself? You don't have time.
No.
You know why? Because you have a family.
Yeah.
And that family needs you to get your shit together.
Yeah.
And yes, you have a moment to it. Like, you saw me about a month ago. I was the same thing in the job. That day I was challenged. I had to take on a lot of responsibilities that I shouldn't have. But I was I was overwhelmed.
You looked like you had fucking, your shirt was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Your fucking, right. You know what I mean? Your face, you looked tired.
Yeah.
You looked like you had been through a lot, not like a lot of emotional shit, a lot of psychological shit, physical. Right. I saw you, dog, but that's how everybody walks out of that motherfucker, dude.
Fuck, but I'll tell you what, within 2 hours, I was back to me. because I needed to get myself balanced.
Right.
So I vented as I was walking out. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the process. You got to get this stuff out.
Yeah.
You got to get it out. Hey, whoever's going to hear you is going to hear you. Who doesn't give a shit is not going to give a shit.
And so as you were walking out, you were running into coworkers and you're just chopping it up with everybody.
Yeah.
And because everybody's venting too, right?
Yeah,
Everybody has something
everyone.
to say, right?
Everyone is battling something. So before I even walked home, I went to the gym and I unleashed it.
Right.
That's what this is what the Optimus resilience comes in. Is where I said, hey, let's study this.
I'm gonna write that down, dog. Optimus resilience.
Going home, I worked out and I saw the whole playbook in my head. Like what could have gone different? And then I looked and I said, you know what? It was successful, bro. It was a success compared to we didn't lose the war. We lost a couple of little battles here. And I said, now I got to get myself back because I got to go home and I got to like inspire my children. And I do talk to my kids about it. Like I'm constantly being challenged. I just don't get stuck there where it makes me miserable, makes me depressed, where I don't have that drive no more to be better every day. So you know where that comes from? It's from constant challenges. I'm constantly challenging myself. You've heard Gaga talk about being fucking uncomfortable every day. Yeah. You got to make your motherfucking self uncomfortable.
Yeah, I believe that too. Mandatory.
You have to. You have to.
And the way that you said you're open with your kids and you tell your kids how you struggle every day, right? You go through shit every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's good because that's the reality of life.
Right.
They should know that. They should know that that's what their dad does.
Right.
Because you know what? They're probably doing it too. They don't realize it.
Right.
But because you talk to them about it, it makes them more aware of it, and it also makes them understand that it's a part of fucking life.
Life is it's fucked up.
And you know what, dog? Just the way that you said it too, man. You know, like challenge yourself every day.
Every day.
And we're lucky when we're able to choose our own challenge.
Right.
Because there's a lot of the times where we have no choice what that challenge is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And either way, when you approach that challenge, you got to approach it with a smile.
Right.
You got to promote with the Optimus resilience mindset.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? I've been using this term a lot. You got to be like water, bro. Like Bruce Lee, dog. You got to adapt whatever cup they pour you in.
Yeah.
You got to become that cup and make it work for you. You know.
Yeah.
Because of our situation right now. Well, not just that, dog. Not just because of the situation that we're in right now, but this situation that we're in right now has really made me. I feel a lot stronger of a person, dude.
Right.
You know.
And not everybody can be. So sometimes you have to have the compassion that I don't know how you were raised. I don't know who was your early teachers.
Hey, where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Pasadena. But I'm just saying the household, environment. You know, I've realized that the people who have suffered the most in life grow up with the most compassion. So they understand pain. So, you know, you have brought up like how a month ago I inspired you. Well, I had vicarious trauma behind that. I had to take on everyone's pain and outlook of it, right?
Yeah.
And even in that, I had to check out. And get back to like, hey, I need you to refocus. Your life is still good. Count your blessings. You know, be grateful. So I remember I went to go treat myself, man. I went to the spa and I was just like,
hey, you do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah, everything
balance.
Yeah, that's the key thing is getting back to being balanced. Like my son now, when I can see that he's stressing in the game, that it's too much pressure, the dude starts singing. He sings in the midst of a competition and he annoys his opponent. But I know that he is struggling at the moment and he's trying to get himself back to joy. He likes singing.
Right.
So singing brings him back.
So he's doing two things, right? He's singing to get himself to balance himself out, right? Yeah. And he's also singing, but that singing that he's balancing himself out with is distracting the person that he's playing against.
Right.
It's funny, dude. Yeah. So it's doing two things at one time.
Right. But you know what is that maturity? He's only 16. And I give him all these like real talks about life. Like not that I plan to leave this earth, but I can leave this earth tomorrow.
Right.
So every day I'm downloading to my kids life, memories, and just giving them everything of me. And everybody even today, right now, this is my time. This is your time. We're exchanging time with each other.
Hey, we are, dude.
You understand me? That's priceless.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna talk to the world. I don't know who this is gonna reach, who he may touch, may not touch.
touching each other.
That's it.
Right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And then you're gonna go on and
yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
touch other people with this.
yeah.
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna touch. I'm gonna touch
Yeah.
people with this as well.
Right.
So even though people, and I hope people tune in, and I hope
Yeah.
people listen to
Right.
this because I think that people can grow from
Right.
this type of a conversation.
Right.
Right. But me and you, we're also growing, dog, and
Right.
we're gonna take that shit to the people that we love and whoever it is that we interact with during the day. So this right here is doing what it's supposed to do.
And that's what it is. That's like I said. Why are we here? Why are we on Earth? Why were we given life? Like today, a lot of people didn't get to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
Yeah.
They were either driving home last night, didn't make it home. They just did not wake up from the beds. Some people in the hospital. I mean, just saying, like this endless people that they did not get this opportunity to be here. But you and I are here.
Yeah.
And we get to see our families a little later.
Yeah.
We get to hold them. Like that right there, that gratitude mindset of just like appreciating every little thing that I have, that I am blessed with, gives me the joy. That's why you always see me smiling, because I'm blessed.
What what does your morning routine look like?
So I wake up and my feet hit the
Because I
floor.
know you got a morning
Yeah,
routine.
I do. So I wake up and my feet hit the floor, and I hold myself on that bed right there for the moment right there, and I start the process of meditating and giving thanks. Just thanks, man. Like, whoo, like, man, I just woke up, or sometimes the alarm is going off, and I'll snooze. It's like, man, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet, and I'll snooze, and then what? Like I said, once I get up, I just start thanking God, like truly thanking for everything, how blessed I am. Start these positive thoughts going in my head, because what a man thinks is what he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So if you think you're blessed, your body starts to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, like I said, I get to go brush my teeth. And now, if in the event that I'm the only one sleeping in my bed, I make sure that as soon as I brush my teeth, I make the bed. Mm-hmm. And I make an amazing bed. It's like a bed competition. Get creative. Mm-hmm. Because when you come home, and this is not that I came up with it. I saw a video of an admiral that talked about the first task of the day should be making your bed.
It's the first win of the day, right?
Yeah. But being creative, taking pride, even putting on your clothes, like taking pride. I take pride in who I am, because I got to represent me. Yeah. And what these thoughts are, this mindset. People don't know me. They'll get to know me through my actions. And sometimes people get to know you through someone else's hearsay. Mm-hmm. But are they willing to know you for you by taking the chance of getting to know you?
That I talked to my cousin. My cousin was on here a couple of months back.
Yeah.
And he was talking about when he was running for a city council seat in the city of Chino, and how he was going door to door, and he was talking to residents of Chino, and the residents of Chino, some of them would ask him questions that were related to his political,
right.
Whether he was for gay marriage or whether he was for abortion,
right.
And based on how he answered that, or if he was a Republican or was he a Democrat,
right.
And based how he answered that, a lot of people ended the conversation there, and right. They didn't want to learn more about him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that is something that us as humans we need to do. We need to communicate more with each other,
right?
Listen to each other and pay attention to each other and get to know each other.
Right.
We should not come to conclusions about somebody just based on who they are bringing to the table at that moment,
right?
Because right. A lot of the time that's just your ambassador.
Yeah.
Whoever that the first person you meet when you meet somebody is their ambassador,
right?
And it takes a while for you to really get to know who it is that they are,
right?
You know what I mean? And I don't know, dog. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, but I do think that us as humans, in order to grow and to just create a good environment with good energy, we need to get to know each other better.
Right. And that's the thing, though. Like, a lot of people are brought up on these. Like I said, it goes back to who taught you early on in life,
mm-hmm.
Like who raised you.
Right.
You and your wife are the first teachers of your children.
Yeah.
And everybody that you allow to be around them is also teaching them about this world and life.
Yeah, man.
And if you're not open-minded, then you could possibly create kids that are not going to ever be open-minded. You always have that one dude, one that has the exceptions to the rule. They're going to question everything. I have raised my kids to ask why on everything. Never took it as disrespect, because I want them to be free thinkers.
Right.
I don't want them to just be programmed, downloaded my mindset. You know, there's good things in my mind, that my mindset, but at the same time, I want them to ask why. Why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What is this supposed to bring to my life? Like my son, he hates running. That's why he swims. He didn't want to do nothing that I ever did. He wanted to create his own world.
Good for him, dog.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But little does he know that I, as a father, am going to go into his world because I love him. You understand me? I'm going to study his world.
Yeah, you're gonna get to know his world.
Yes. So I watch.
That's your son.
Yeah, I watch endless videos of swimming. I ask coworkers that have swam before, that were part of swimming or water polo, and I ask them questions. I become a coach.
Yeah.
I become a student. I'm a coach, but I'm saying I become a student of that, so that I can talk to him about it. In the beginning, he was a little resistant, like
relate, build a relationship with that.
Right.
Fucking go swimming with him, grind it out with him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man. It makes a lot of sense, dog.
You know, all I want to do is like, you know what? Being a parent is the closest thing to being a god. And because as a father, you get to make miracles.
Mm-hmm.
You get to heal. Like when there's a wound, what are you doing? You're treating it.
Yeah.
If they're hurting, you can hold them and it all goes away. Mm. And they want something, they ask. And if you in your heart, you feel like you can give it to them, you give it to them. Mm-hmm. So it's the closest thing to being a god.
Yeah, I agree, man. Because you're molding them. You're molding. You have an opportunity to mold a human being into being the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. And like you said, you also have the power to surround your kids with positive people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
With positive people who are going to enrich their lives, right? Who are going to create positive interaction,
right?
Who are going to give them positive words,
right?
Because, like you said, a man is how he thinketh. What did you say, Don? What did you say a little ago?
A man is what he thinks.
Right.
He is.
So if you're feeding your kids with just all this, you're engulfing them with positivity. Right. Boom, boom, and also yourself, dog. Right. But with your kid, you have a little bit more power over that. You could get them started on that.
Right.
Boom, 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 and you get you could get their mind, the way their get down is, to be optimistic, and to view everything in an optimistic, to always view the world as being a cup that's half full. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just help them create a positive reality with that positive inside.
Right.
What is it? What is that saying, dog? That your physical reality is a mere image of your internal reality.
Right.
You know.
Well, everything's created twice. Have you heard that?
Hell yeah.
First in the mind,
boom,
then in reality.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of hear the same stuff. We read the same books.
Dude, hey, go back. I would like to continue hearing about your morning routine.
Okay, so back to my morning routine. So that comes out with gratitude and everything like that. And then for me, wherever I'm going, like let's say I know that I'm going to go to an environment that's going to be very, very difficult and challenging. Man, I start listening to gospel music.
Oh shit!
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel myself. I feel myself with the presence of God. Like you're saying about filling my cup.
Yeah.
If it's half full, I'm gonna fill it up, and I want it to overflow.
Yeah.
So by the time I go into any,
your cup's always overflowing, dog.
Bro, I want it to overflow. Yeah. Wherever I walk in, I want people to feel joy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do everything I can to bring joy, whether it's being a clown, you know, the hug, love, the inspirational words, even listening. Sometimes that alone is powerful.
Yeah, man.
Like I've sat there for hours on the phone with people and let them talk and talk and talk because I know that it's healing them. Mm-hmm. And I even had to cut people off because they're not willing to change.
Oh man.
And they're draining.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for them in this world because if they don't wake up, they're gonna die miserable.
Hey, dude, is that hard to do? What is it hard to? It is. Well,
I'm very patient but it comes to a point where it just has to be done.
Mhm.
It's nothing personal. It's just that it's like no longer my responsibility.
Do you feel as if that type of a situation also has to be done for you,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Right.
Definitely, because you start to contaminate yourself with this negative thoughts,
Mhm.
this negative like lifestyle. You start to whoever you become the law of average tells you that. If you surround with someone, you become that person.
Mm.
So sometimes you just gotta cut it.
Right.
I mean, I've only done it to a few people in the world in my
Mm.
lifetime. I mean, I even cut off family members.
That's rough,
I mean, I had to.
but it had to be done.
It had to be done, and I'm okay with every decision. I don't even feel like regret. I don't feel. I don't even. Sometimes they become like straight strangers to me. It's like
Mhm.
we never had a connection.
You ever check up on them?
No, it's not nothing personal. It's just someone else's
Right.
responsibility now.
Right. Because you got other things that you got to be doing. You got to worry about your kids. You got to worry about yourself. You got to worry about, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there's other people that need healing too. They need my ear. They need my love. That need that. It's like if you have it, you're giving love. What is the excuse now as to not wanting to better yourself?
Right. So it's like kind of like you did your part,
Right.
they never did their part. So now you're gonna move on to somebody who you know will do their part as well.
Well, it's just the assignment of the universe. The universe pushes me.
Mm.
Universe will tell me like whether what you believe in the higher being, whatever. Like for me, I believe in something really high because I've connected with it.
Mm.
I know that it's real.
Mhm.
I'm not just talking just to talk.
I
Like
believe you,
I
dog.
have connected with some type of energy that I can't explain other than the most amazing joy that you will ever feel.
Mhm.
And I search because one thing I asked a long time ago, I was like, "Are you real? Do you really exist? You know, I know I heard about you, but do you exist?"
Mhm.
And then I went on a quest, on a search. Took almost a year in this quest.
Mhm.
It wasn't until I was really, really, really pure. I was really locked in
Mhm.
that it came out of nowhere, man. I mean, all I can tell you, it was like a beam of light, a fire, and I felt like the greatest hug of joy. And when it left, I cried because I knew that I would never feel that joy again.
Mhm.
Nothing has ever matched that joy, ever. So in the process of that, it's like I want to make that joy in everyone that I meet
Mhm.
because it fucking feels dope.
You want to help people reach what you have reached.
Oh yeah,
You know, you talked about the universe, and you talked about the universe guides you, and you said that you connected with something higher, with a higher something invisible,
yes,
right?
yes,
I as well have connected with something invisible,
yeah,
right? I've connected with some type of fucking superpower,
yeah,
dude. It's weird. It's hard to explain, dog.
yeah,
It's hard to
yeah,
explain.
yeah,
It's hard to explain, but I get you, man.
yeah,
I understand.
yeah. And very few do, very few do, and it's okay.
But now it's like, but now I feel as if I have a responsibility now
Right, right.
to where I need to walk the walk. I just can't fucking talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I need to do something with it,
And
or else it was for nothing.
you know what I have come to realize that this higher power understands you just like a parent, like your kids. Like I have four.
I don't know if it's God or not. Do I believe in God? Yes, I believe in
Yeah,
God.
yeah, I believe in
Do I
God.
believe in the God of the Bible? I don't know, dog. Do I believe in the God of religion? Fuck, I don't know, man.
Right.
But I know that there is a God. I know that there is a higher power because I think that's what it is that connected to.
Right.
It's nothing evil.
No.
It's nothing bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm just I try to I guess I try to connect with it somehow every day. And the best way that I'm able to do that is kind of like focusing in and connecting with myself.
Right. Right.
I feel as if I have learned that the more that I am connecting with myself, like my inner self, like
Right.
who it is that I am, not
Right.
just who I am with my name, dog,
Right.
not just my
Right.
body, but there's
Right.
more to. Like I
Right.
said, I'm very interested in what we can't see,
Right.
our invisible powers,
Right.
bro. Like
Right.
like shit that we can't see.
Right.
And I feel if I kind of focus in on that,
Yeah.
the unseen part, it reminds me that there's more to our existence.
Yeah, there is. And like I said, I know that God, how we know it, how I define it, is in me. It's in me.
Yeah.
It lives in me. And it doesn't judge me. It allows me to be me.
Hey, I got a question for
Yeah.
you, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something that this is something that that I talk about every day. I remind myself this
Right.
every day, dog. Okay, so energy, energy, all the energy that exists now and will exist in the future as existed in the past. Energy, like energy, all the energy that will be created has already been created.
Yeah.
Right. So the energy that sparked the idea of existence, right? The
Yeah.
idea that sparked the idea of existence, dog. We have that energy in us.
Right.
And that energy connects us to everything that has ever existed,
Right.
everything that exists now, and everything that will exist in the future.
Right.
Right? We're a part of that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And that shit makes me happy to think that, dog.
That it is.
And and that makes sense, right? That makes sense that
it makes sense to those that understand that. It may not make sense to everyone. That's just the reality.
Hey,
but
dog,
it makes sense to us.
Hey, but then check this out. I also think this out. I
Yeah.
also think this to myself. I tell myself this, like even if what I'm talking about, like what I just said right now, even if it's wrong, right? Even if it's not true,
Right.
I feel the only important part is that I believe in it. I believe in that belief.
Right.
And that makes me the person that I am, dog.
Right. Right.
So it's like my belief in that belief is what matters. And I think that's probably one of the most important things in somebody's life is to have some type of belief.
Right.
Right?
Right. No, I agree. Like I said, it's the why of life, the purpose, what drives you, what moves you. Motivation has like 4 components to it, right? It's what activates it, the persistence, the intensity, and then the incentive.
The incentive. Okay. So what activates it?
What activates it? Like right now, let's say everybody in your neighborhood, all the men in here are fit, bro. They just ripped up. You walked outside.
Fuck, I gotta be that way too.
It activates you, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you start opening up the gym, you start lifting, you start doing everything. Like you gotta get cut up. You can't be left behind.
Yeah, you can't be the fucking
Right.
Yeah.
And the persistence, it's like you hear your wife like, oh man, they look all nice, you know? You worked it out, right? And then the intensity, like, man, there's gonna be days like, whoo, I gotta work harder because I'm not catching up. So I gotta pick up the intensity.
Right.
And then the incentive, like, what do you want? You want to be the hottest damn man in this block?
Mm-hmm.
That's the incentive. Feeling good about yourself. Like, hey, I'm no different than these fools.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed to work on it. That's motivation.
Right.
I throw motivation out. You want to know why?
Why?
Because motivation comes and goes.
Mm.
All these fools get fat. And guess what? It's okay to get fat again.
Yeah, fuck that. That's why, hey, yeah, fuck that. Fuck that, dog. I feel as if, dude, I do not compare. Of course you do. You compare yourself.
You do. You do.
You always size motherfuckers up, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's just the way. That's nature.
Well, that's just that's ego.
And that's nature, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also try not to allow myself to get caught up in comparing myself to the point to where it makes me like it motivates me. Because like you said, dog, you were right. You hit the nail on the head when you said motivation comes and goes.
Yeah.
And when that motivation goes, then what's gonna happen to your motivation?
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck that. It can't be that way. You need to have that. You need to always like, and it's true. You need to compare yourself to the person you were yesterday, and try to be better than you were yesterday, and just grow a little bit every day. Boom, 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 or maybe grow a lot every day, dog. But either way, whether it's a lot or a little bit, you got to be fucking growing. You know.
So
While that needs to be something that you want to do.
So why I throw motivation out of the table is because, like I said, it comes and goes. Drive is the other one. Drive is why you're doing it. So if you look at it like, hey, I'm gonna get fit because I'm trying to live to a certain point in my life. I don't want to have diabetes. I don't want to have high blood pressure. I don't want to have a heart attack. I want to see my grandkids. That's more of a drive. So
Right.
you're going to be more. You're going to be more persistent on that because now you have bigger goals, bigger purpose, and that's a drive. And then the component people forget is discipline in it. You must be disciplined to achieve all that.
Right.
And then where you're driving to is the why. That's what all the things that I just told you. Being there for your grandkids. You know, we talked about hopping a wall to get to a thing, and I said you may get to a point where you're not going to be able to hop over. But if you have a why every day that you're working out every day, so you can hop a wall into your 80s.
With my grandkids, right?
Yeah, with your grandkids. That's what I'm saying. Drive, discipline, or discipline, drive to why is what gets you every day somewhere.
And that why strong, dude.
That it is. That why is everything for me. Every damn day, my 4 whys.
Hey, do you go over those 4 whys in the morning?
Well, the 4 whys are my kids.
Oh shit!
And actually, it should be 6 whys now because I have bonus. I have bonus kids too.
Okay.
So I need to stop saying just my 4 whys. I really have 6 whys of people that are looking up to me. They look up to me.
Hey, what about 7 whys, dog? You.
It's built in, but sometimes, like I said, that why alone, yes, I should have me, but then it can also, that why can become selfish, and I was selfish for many years, man. Where I focus on myself, like, oh, I gotta be in the best shape, I gotta train, I gotta hit these 60-mile weeks, you know, and then you're kind of like excusing your kids and not being there present with your kids. You're tired, so it could be balanced. Right. You should have yourself, but like I said, it could get dangerous. Because you get too focused too much on your why. Your why is important, but overall for me now, my responsibilities have become a why. Okay. So it's all in the whole. I'm included in that. So I don't know if you understand, but yeah, that's what it means. Yes, you should take time to yourself. I do excuse myself from family, friends, everything like that to get myself centered. So in there is already balance. I would just say that's part of my why balance, why me. You know, but they are my drive. Like when I go out and exercise and train, I'm gonna tell you right now. So you asked me on the phone the other day, it's like, hey man, what's the longest you ever ran?
Dude, hey, let's get into that, dog.
The furthest run I've ever done is a 30-mile, 50K. Okay. In the trails.
30
miles. And Omoro, over there by Crystal Cove.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
So have you ever been to Crystal Cove? So it's trails. It's trails. It's a trail race. So 15 out and 15 back.
Okay.
So the reason I got into that run is because my son at the moment had stopped playing club soccer. He was done. This is during COVID. Like he was done. He didn't want to do it no more. And I had to find something to challenge him and for him to challenge me.
Okay.
So he challenged me. He said, "Hey, what's the first, like the same thing question he asked me?" I said, "Oh, you know," he asked me, "Have you ever done a marathon?" I said, "No." He goes, "You do a marathon?" I said, "No, I'm not gonna do a marathon." I said, "I'll do something better than marathon." You know. So I went into the ultras. So in my run, I did pass a marathon, and not flat. No, everything was road.
Because the pass is what I'm sorry. A regular marathon is 24.
It's 26.2 miles.
26.2.
Yeah. Okay. 26.2 miles.
And the ultra was 30.
30.
So you ran a marathon.
And a 5K.
And a 5K.
Right, basically, dog. You know?
All right, dog.
You know? Yeah. And some a little bit over the 5K. But
how did you train for that?
That's the shit, bro. Like
did you have to run a marathon to train for the ultra?
No. So somebody in the right mind would train for it. I didn't. I just went out there because I live with no limits. I said,
what do you mean you just went out there, dog?
So what happened is that I was already actively running, right? I was doing some mileage, you know, just stay fit.
Yeah.
And I looked at the challenge like it's doable. Like I don't even think about it. Like it's just do it. It can be done. Luckily for the aid stations that they have for you to refuel Get it? It's the only way I completed it, man.
No shit.
Yes, because the shit was tough.
Was there a time limit on it?
No, and I didn't put no time limit on myself.
Okay.
The whole task was to finish it.
Was to get it? Was to do it?
And no pressure.
Right.
I had no pressure. All I had to do was get it done.
Mm-hmm.
That was the challenge. You know. So I went out there.
How long did it take you?
It took me like 6 hours.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all because, like I said, there was a lot of
That doesn't sound bad.
No, there was a lot of obstacles. Like it starts off climbing.
Uh-huh.
You climb,
Sure.
you climb, and then you come down. Man, I'm gonna tell you, as I'm coming back, there was a part that I had to climb literally 5 miles to come and drop 2 more miles to finish.
Oh shit!
And I was done. Like I was done.
Hey, so in order to finish the last 2 miles, you had to go uphill 5 miles.
No, okay. I had to go 5 miles before the last 2 miles.
Okay.
So in that because I remember when I was dropping down the hill, I was counting. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna have to come back to this, down the line.
Oh shit! Because when you were going down, you're like, I'm gonna have to go back because it was 50 miles in, 50 miles out.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell you, the last 2 miles were very emotional, man. They were very emotional, especially the last mile. Because
what was going through your mind with that?
Man, like this sense of gratitude, right? And the fact that I'm gonna come back and look at my son and say, I completed it.
Did he do it with you?
No. That fool stayed home. I wanted him.
You're swimming, eh?
No, he stayed home. I called him that morning. He's like, hey, come and see. He's like, oh, I want to sleep.
Nah,
But it's okay though, because I came home. This is what you get in these ultra marathons. These are your medals.
We see this. So you won this?
This is what they give you. Instead of a medal, they give you like weird stuff, bro. Like this is a cup.
This is cool. You ever drink out of this, dog? I like that. And I like that. It's no medal. It's that right there.
It's that, bro.
Because the medal and the reward is more for yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah. You know what? That's not the craziest challenge I've ever done.
What was the craziest challenge you ever done, dog?
All right. So when I was coaching here at Rio Hondo, I wanted to motivate my kids.
What did you coach? You coach what?
Cross country and track.
Where have you coached that at?
I've coached that in Diamond Ranch in Pomona and also at Rio Hondo.
Is Diamond Ranch a high school?
Yeah, it was a high school.
And then from high school you went?
No, actually, I started it at the community college before I went to high school.
Where community college?
Right here, Rio Hondo.
So you coached at Rio and then you went to Diamond?
Yeah.
And then you went back to Rio?
No.
Okay. Are you still at Diamond?
No, I haven't coached anymore because, like I said, I gotta watch my kids grow up.
Right.
I miss it. There's not a day that I don't miss coaching. That's why I have coworkers who hit me up like about their kids, and I can't coach them, but I'll give them workouts. They give me updates. Most of the parents of the kids that I coach, they give me updates on their kids. And some kids have reached out. Like I was a father figure in their life. I was one of the first people that ever believed in them, that made them believe in themselves.
Right.
Because that's what coaching is, man. It's not about. It's great to have the techniques and the instruction. All that is amazing. That's what separates you. But above all, what a coach is basically holding a mirror, looking at you. So you look at yourself and say, "What do you see?" And trying to make you see what I see.
Yeah, man.
I have no limits. So trust me, when I coach,
so that's pretty good, dude. Like, because like the way you described about being a parent, and when you're a parent, you're able to mold your kids, right?
Yeah.
And being a coach, you're in that same situation because, like you said, you're holding the mirror up to the kid, and you want that kid to see what it is that you see in them, and make them be aware of what it is that you see in them.
Right.
That's bad, dude.
Because they're gonna go into this world. They're about to go into this world, and they're not gonna have me all the time. But what they have is my voice.
Right.
And the people that I surround myself around. Like, there's a lot of people that tell me, "Man, I hear you. Well, Hoil, damn it, Hoil." It's that thought. It's like you're gonna let them have your power. You want different things, man. Like it's wild, man. But I miss that, and I know that's my calling. I know that my calling and my skill is that.
Right.
Like I talk a lot.
Your calling, your skill is to put that mirror up to everybody so that they can see what it is in them. Right.
Right.
To realize what they have in them.
Yes. Because remember, sometimes it's been destroyed by the people who taught them early on. Like if you had a bad parent, they probably took it all out of you. You can't see that you're amazing. They made you feel horrible. Hey, you're stupid. You're retarded. You're not going to amount to shit. And then you look at it like, damn, bro, you're a good artist. Damn, you're good with computers. You're good with talking with people. And then changing that mindset, right? That's what we are. We're change agents. That's what a real professional
agents. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Change agents, helping people change for the better, right?
Yes.
Helping people grow,
Bro.
helping people, and then because then when you help them grow, they're gonna help somebody else grow,
They're gonna help society grow.
help society grow.
Right. And you don't know who's gonna come back and help your child.
Right, dog.
Or down the line, your future, your your family legacy continues, and you don't even know your grandkids are going to benefit from it. Your great grandkids will benefit from what you planted early on in your life and people.
Right.
You know,
never know.
like
Because shit always comes full circle.
you know, when I pass away, what the goal is to have a statue somewhere.
Fuck, dog. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's okay. I like that one.
It's the
I've
fucking
never
truth.
heard that.
No, it's the fucking truth, dude.
Okay.
I want to impact so many people.
Do you ever imagine what that statue would look like?
Just a silly motherfucker, dude. Because that's what I was laughing, smiling, big ass crooked smile in the world, bro. You understand me? I want to leave a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not about, it's just living and living. Like, that's what we talk about Jesus. That's what we talk about Martin Luther King, talk about Malcolm. We talk about the very few people in the world that stood out.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's amazing, but some just stand out because of the impact they had on people.
Right.
You know?
So
yeah. Even if it was a little ass statue that my kids make, I still stand.
Oh, I imagine a big one.
hey, I don't know what it is, but
I imagine fucking like Rocky, dog.
But I have to earn it.
Right.
I have to earn it.
Right.
And that's the quest. The quest is to earn that.
Right. And and with that, that type of achievement might only be earned after you've passed.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you might not even get to see that fucking statue, dog, but
yeah.
You might not see it as a living individual.
Right.
You might see it as, as somebody that moved on.
Right.
Or somebody who was reincarnated. Reincarnated.
well, it's this whole mindset of Hoilism, right?
Hoil, you've talked about that, dog.
Hoilism. It's just care, compassion.
I'm gonna write Hoilism down, dog.
Hoilism. Yeah, it's just, I'm always going to do things with joy. In the midst of shit, if shit gets really, really bad, I start to smile the most, bro. It's like, because you get excited about this fucking challenge.
Yeah.
Like, what am I about to face?
Like, good.
It's good. I'm ready for this motherfucker. What you don't want to do is hurt other people. Like, that's one of the biggest things in my thing. I don't try to harm anyone intentionally. You still, people get hurt in you being you, but don't do it intentionally.
Not your fault, though.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it intentionally, it's not your fault.
Yeah, but you still have to be aware of it. Like, so I constantly am always assessing myself. Like, okay, every day, like I look, it's like, did I do everything in the day to be a winner? No. Then what we're gonna do tomorrow to fix that? Every day I do wake up, like you say, going back to daily routine. It's like, I want to win the day. I want to inspire people. Like I said, like lately, I've been going to the settings where everyone's miserable. Everyone's like defeated. And then here comes this person who's optimistic, and it's like, hey, I'm here. What do you need from me? How can I help? Can I be a change? Even to the youth that we come in contact with is important because they don't have that. You're the first person that's the light in their life. And luckily for me, I can make adjustments really quick. I can think on the fly under very, 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 very stressful situations. It's like everything's pauses for me, slows down, and I can assess it and be like, okay, let's go this way. Let's do this.
Hey, so when you coach that, reel.
Yeah.
What was the craziest thing you've done? You participated in.
So I had done 100-mile weeks while we were in college with some teammates, right?
What is that?
Like 100 miles in a week.
Oh, that's a lot of miles.
That was a lot of miles, right?
How many miles is that in a day?
It could be like 12 and a half. I think it is 12 and a half per day.
It's a lot of miles.
It's a lot of miles. So a lot of my teammates were doing them.
What college did you go to?
I went to Mount Sac and then I went to Cal Poly Pomona.
And you ran at both colleges?
Both
That's
colleges.
man. Congratulations, man.
Thanks. Yeah.
Congrats, man.
So we used to do 100-mile weeks and only achieved it a couple times. And I couldn't do it a whole lot of times. Like there were some guys on our team that never even got to 100 miles. And there was a few that did. So my kids, they had challenged me, the kids that I coached, to 150-mile week. 150-mile weeks.
Your kids challenged you to that. You got to rise to that occasion.
I had to rise to that occasion, right? And then the thing is that under one condition, they would have to come and witness it. That means that they'll have to get up in the morning and watch me run. I wanted them to track me
Okay.
because I didn't want to just
Yeah,
talk about
I'll
it.
do that. I'll do this, but you also have to wake up early in the morning with me,
Yeah.
and you gotta watch me do it. All
Yes.
right, all right.
So
Did anybody do it with you?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
fuck yeah. All
They
right.
they were going out there, and then even one tried to challenge me, and I think he got it to 120 miles.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you, I say, it was brutal. It was brutal. It was stupid.
All right.
So you're talking
Why
about
was it stupid?
because you're talking about almost running a marathon every day.
How far? Okay, so you ran out of Rio, right? Did you would okay?
Okay,
So did
so
you start at Rio? What was your path?
okay, so the first day it started on the Sunday, and I ran over there in Walnut, and I went out. I think it was 24, almost 24 miles for the day.
Fuck,
Yeah,
almost.
yeah,
Okay, that's a marathon.
yeah. I know. So being dumb again, not this is when you really know your body. Like, well, when I discovered that my body does shut off, it needs fuel.
Yeah. What is the recovery after doing that? After doing that so many days in a row?
No, so let me start. The first day I got to mile 18, I shut off. My engine just shut off. It's just I couldn't go no more.
What did it feel like?
Like no,
Did you?
no,
Because you see these marathon runners and they're
no,
fucking
it wasn't
50.
that. It's just I just shut off. I couldn't go no more.
Mm.
I just sat there. I was on lemon and Amar,
Okay.
and I'm just sitting there, and the guy rolls up by a bike. He said, "You okay?" I said, "No." And I
No.
and he's like, "What do you do? What's going on?" I said, "I've been trying to run and this and that." So he gave me some fuel. I fueled up,
All right.
and I was able to finish that day. That was only day one.
Damn.
You know, but it was that will of going every day. The next day I had to meet these kids. I could not walk. Let me tell you, throughout that whole week I couldn't walk, but I can run.
You couldn't walk, but you could run. All right. Okay.
I was beat up, dude.
Hey, could you run because it was? Dude, you got challenged by your team.
Well, I got to warm up. You warm up the body, you go, and then it goes. I lost 2 toenails that week. I remember on the last day, because then I started to split up the run. I started to split up the run in
That's
3 runs a
fucked up.
day.
To lose two toenails, fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you know, and then I just remember that week was just like dedicated to that. I took vacation just to do that week. I was
Right.
meeting kids at 4 a.m.
Hey, kids were going.
Yeah, they were showing up at the
good for them.
park
All
and
right.
they're running. You know, they were watching me. I just kept meeting different places.
Mhm.
And then the last one, I remember I kept doing the loop around my house, and my kids were riding their bikes with me as I'm going around and around and around, and they all tapped out and they go in, and I'm still running because I had to keep my word. Even to the last mile, I was like, it must have been the slowest mile of my life because it was at 14-minute mile pace, but I was hurting.
That's where the discipline part kicks in the motivation,
Right.
motivation circle.
Yeah, yeah, it's so retarded. Like I said, if I'm gonna go out to 6, I'm watching the watch. It's like, okay, it's done. You know, and that's what happened that week, man.
How long would it take to fucking do that, dog? To complete that every day? How long does that take?
Took hours, man, of
That's
my day.
hours, bro.
Yeah, I told you I took vacation just for this challenge,
dude. I fucking walked. I walked from in high school. I walked from Salazar Park in East LA to the Santa Monica Pier. Right, that's something that my high school would do every year. It was like 26 miles. It was like a marathon.
Yeah,
that motherfucker took me like 12 fucking hours, dog.
Yeah.
So I could imagine doing something. I can't imagine. Well, I can imagine doing something like that every day.
Right.
And my the way that my body was after that, I was all fucked up. My feet hurt me. My knees hurt me.
Right.
My feet were all swollen.
Yeah.
I was wearing Vans. I did Vans for it. I didn't think about it. I was dumb. I was in fucking high school. You know what I mean? But I could imagine the recovery, dog. The recovery.
Yeah,
I
was just eating, sleeping, running every day.
And you took vacation in order to do that. Fuck.
That's all I was doing. And like I said, there's a lot of stupid shit that I've done. I'm gonna tell you, I rode my bike when I used to live in Fontana.
Okay, there's one stupid thing that fucking once that's what, and you completed the 150 miles.
I've completed the 150.
Boom. Okay. Ultra marathon. Boom.
Yeah.
What else?
So I rode my bike from Fontana to Downey. So my work site was at Downey.
From Fontana to Downey. How many miles is that?
50 miles.
Run. Okay.
50 miles.
Okay.
50 miles.
Did you have to ride it back home?
So let me tell you how that happened. So
I hope you fucking rode it back home, dog. Okay, go.
So I'm gonna tell you right now. So there was my in-laws at the time were living in West Covina. So I didn't want to drive 2 cars back. We met, so we drove 1 car. The plan was at the time for the person that I was in a relationship with to drive me back. in the morning to get my car so I can go to work.
Mm-hmm.
We got into it that morning. So I was like, forget it. So I just grabbed fucking bike.
What kind of bike was it?
Oh man, it was just a hybrid. It was just like
A
nothing.
fucking BMX.
No. It was like a hybrid. So it's like a mountain bike, like road bike, kind of
Okay.
like slash.
Okay.
So I just jumped on that shit, bro. And I started fucking. I was angry. I was just fucking riding. Like like just gonna ride and go get my fucking car. You
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah.
So as I'm riding, dude, I'm coming down Mission, and then like 4 miles into this shit's like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Like, you understand me? Dumbass, like the emotion, all that. I said, well, fuck it, I'm already here. So I'm riding. At that time, my assignment didn't start to 9 o'clock. What I was doing at that time there. So as I got to West Covina, I looked at the clock and I said, I can fucking make it to work. So I just kept fucking working.
Fuck it, right? Fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah. So I fucking rode it. I rode it to work, and everybody's like, "What? You came your bike and this and that." And that shit made me feel good. Like, oh, what the fuck? I just did some shit. It's amazing. You know?
Yeah.
So no, I did not ride all the way home because I had to go get my car in West Covina.
So you rode it to West Covina, or did you fucking call Uber?
No. So, no, this is way before. This is like this is before Uber, bro.
Oh, shit,
Uber wasn't even invented yet.
Okay.
If not, I would have called Uber probably that day.
Instead of jumping on the bike,
right? But so what happened is I rode there, and then I rode it back to West Covina, and then I took my car. But
that's still a mission from Downey to West Covina. Is a fucking mission.
I know, but in my head,
you already did 50 fucking miles, eh? So what's Downey to West Covina?
Like 20 something miles.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, but in my head, it's like this hungry wolf, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as I'm home, I'm like, what would it fucking take if I had a good bike?
Mm-hmm.
So I did the challenge again, there and back home.
Okay, so let me get this right in my head. Okay, you rode from Fontana to West Covina, from West Covina to Downey.
Yeah,
and then you rode back to West Covina.
Yeah,
and you said to yourself, "Fuck, I did this with this fucked up bike.
Right?
What could I do with a real bike?"
Exactly.
So you got yourself a real bike,
Yep.
and you rode from Fontana to Downey.
Yeah.
From Downey back to Fontana.
Yep.
Okay, that's fucking two dumb things right there.
I did it in total of 3 times in my lifetime.
That's fucking cool. That's cool. That's cool, man.
And the second time was with the bike, and then the third time was, I remember it was New Year's Eve, so I wanted to complete that task, and I wanted to beat the second time. So I went after the second time. I was just like,
so you went for it, dog.
I went for it.
Okay, so was that a work day?
Yeah, it was a work day. It was a work. It was a work day.
Montana, boom, you fucking went for it.
Yeah.
Boom, did what you got to do, work, and then jump back on the bike when you're done. Boom, went for it back home.
Oh yeah.
Because for this time it counted because you timed yourself.
You timed myself, and then after that it grew into different things. Like I've ridden all the way up to 39 to Crystal Cove.
So you got into riding bikes.
I got into riding.
That got you into riding bikes.
Into riding bikes for that moment.
All right.
So I ran to Crystal Lake up there. I've driven to. Ridden all the way up to Mount Baldy.
From Fontana to Crystal Lake?
No. From Duarte to Crystal Lake.
Duarte. How many miles is that? I've never been to Crystal Lake. I don't even know where Crystal Lake is at. Where's Crystal Lake?
All the way up to 39. So you're just climbing. The best part was coming down the drop. I mean, you're flying like almost 40 miles per hour. Almost. You just holding on to a bike.
Were you doing little rides between?
No. That's the thing. I said, like, which is stupid, but I love it. I just go for it.
You just go for it.
And I love the fact that I have to struggle. There's moments where you're just like looking at yourself. Like when I went up to Crystal Lake, I was hurting the whole way. I ran out of water because I kept drinking my water. And then I had a decision to make. Like I knew that I had still miles to go, and I just sucked it up and I just kept riding. I went up there to have like a little restaurant. I ate this fat burrito there, and just drank all kinds of stuff. Filled up my water, and I came right back down, and I was happy.
You smashed the big ass burrito,
and
then you fucking drove down.
Yeah.
So all right, I was talking. Okay, so man, me too, dude. I'm one of those guys as well who likes when shit's hard.
Yeah.
There's just something about that, right? There's just something about doing hard shit and being in it and the struggle and it's just something about things that are hard.
Yeah.
Physically hard, mentally hard, emotionally hard. It might sound crazy, but I don't think that you think that is. Some people might think it is, but not you, because I think me and you relate on that.
Yeah.
There's just something about that.
Well, you grow. You know that you can't be defeated. It's like something that you know that if you're in a fight, you'll live.
Right.
You'll keep fighting.
Right.
You'll keep fighting instead of just throwing in the towel.
I was talking to this guy the other day, who I'm gonna have on here as well. You know him, and we were talking about. He invited me on a hike to the Grand Canyon, and it's supposed to be like a real hard hike.
Yeah.
Where you walk from the bottom to the top or
Right.
top to the bottom, something. I don't know
Right.
the details of the hike, but it's a hard hike. He invited me on it, and he described it as being a penance. But isn't penance like when you go and confess?
Perhaps. As I said, I don't know
Or
either.
you know what penance is?
What?
I think penance is when you confess. Your penance is like when the priest tells you, go do 5 Hail Marys, 6 Hail Marys.
Yeah.
I think that's what. Do you have your phone? Google penance. Google penance. Google the meaning of penance, because I think that's what it is. I think it's when you go to confession, and the priest tells you your penance is 10 Hail Marys to our fathers.
Right. Penance.
I think. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. You want a glass of water, dog?
Yeah, I'm good right now.
All right, I'm gonna be right back.
All right.
Make sure it's recording.
It's volunteer self-punishment.
Wait. What is it?
Volunteer self-punishment, infliction as an outward expression of repentance for having done wrong.
Fuck. I get it though. You know, sometimes I do shit on purpose, dog.
Right.
To make things hard.
As you
Because
should.
it feels good when you're done doing that hard shit. Just that calmness that comes to my body and my mind when I'm all done with it.
Right.
It's like that's what I was trying to achieve, dog.
Right.
Through that hard shit. That hard shit makes the good shit even better.
Right. You know, it's funny, man, because I watch a lot of different documentaries of different people, like the guy that I don't know if you watch on Netflix, the 14 Peaks.
The 14 Peaks. No, what the fuck is that? What is that? Dog? I'm gonna check that
Those
out.
guys they're climbing these tall mountains, four peaks, 14 peaks that they have to hit in a year. And they're very dangerous challenges, but I respect those
14 peaks in a year. So they chose those 14 peaks and they said we're gonna fucking climb those.
They're gonna climb those, and then you have to hit them at certain times because of weather and how dangerous become and how, the challenges you're taking on. There goes that selfish why, right? Like that's what you said. My whys change because my selfish whys can kill me. Things that I want to do.
Like what, dog? Like what?
Like
I
like I'm saying, I would love to swim with sharks, like in a cage. I would like to skydive. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that I want to do that I want to check off. For me, I have to also assess the fact that 4 kids and 2 bonus kids. Well, at the time, 4 kids need me. It's like if it was up to me, I would be doing some crazy shit.
So if you didn't have the responsibility of your kids, right? So you're not going to go swim with sharks, dog. You're not going to go skydive because of the possibility of you not making it.
Yeah.
Because you have people that need you. I'm sorry. You have people that need you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That makes sense, man.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
You know. So
what else, dog? Skydive, swim with sharks. What else?
Man, I would like to backpack it, man. Like I would love to backpack.
Like backpack across the states.
No, across different like Europe and all the different just to see different worlds and live among people. I'm gonna do that down the line. Like when my responsibilities are over, part of like retirement life will be to just backpack it and just live among the people. You know, it's just a simple life.
Take your kids with you.
You know what? If they want to, I don't want to throw that on them, but it's just more of my journey, man.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, it's just like what I've discovered. Life is like it's what you make it. It's an amazing adventure, and you should be grateful for the adventure.
Right.
Whatever comes.
Don't disrespect life and live soft.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Honor life, dog. Honor life and do and live.
Yeah.
Fucking live, dog.
Think about all the great like the monks. What do? What they go out on a journey. You know how hard it is to be in your thoughts, to be.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty. That's discipline.
Yeah,
and that's discipline, and that's just having a laser focus on your why.
Right.
You know, like I trip out on monks who isolate themselves and who are like there's monks in all different cultures,
Yeah.
different types of monks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was watching it just so I was you fish through the channels sometimes at
Yeah.
nighttime. You're fucking not really paying attention to what it is that you're looking for,
Yeah.
and you're just looking for something that you could just watch.
Right.
I came across a documentary on this yogi, Indian yogi, who has lived in a cave for like 15 years, hasn't spoke one word. Yeah,
That's intense.
and he's just in there just meditating.
Yeah.
People visit him. People drop food out for him,
Yeah.
and that's like part of his spiritual journey.
Yeah.
He's kind of he's cut himself out from the mainstream world,
Right.
and he's living in a cave with just himself.
Right.
That's pretty fucking deep.
That is
And
deep.
that's pretty fucking hard to do.
Right.
Because you have to really get to know yourself. And sometimes getting to know yourself is a hard thing to do. But a motherfucker like that who's been doing it for 15 years,
Right.
he has way past that.
Yeah. Yeah. Where it comes down to, what is he running from? That's the question I would ask. Are you running from
What's
something?
he running from? He could be.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, because even
He could
like
be
God,
running from something or running to something.
yeah, and
You
it's,
know?
it's all perspective, right? Like I said, like I like everybody talks about Goggins, right? Like, but Goggins is fighting demons, bro.
Okay, I get it. What's he running from? Like, yeah,
He's not. He Goggins, like David
Mhm.
himself, was abused.
Mm.
Father fucked him up.
I don't know too much
Yeah,
about.
when you read his
His
books
life.
and all that stuff, and everybody talks about, like, hey, Roger that, fuck that, like this and that. It's like, not everybody can have that mindset, because not everyone has gone through his journey and running from what he's facing. That's why I respect him. I respect who he is. I think that he's a badass motherfucker. But you will have to go through his journey to be able to have that full mindset that he has. I don't have no limits, but I know when the limit is to be smart, to not push myself to possibly not be here. Goggins has pushed that red line several times. That could have cost him his life.
Yeah, everybody has a different why, dog.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has a different why. Everybody has different boundaries.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like me too. Like I don't. There's certain things that I will not partake in anymore, due to my kids.
Right.
Due to the people who I am responsible for.
Right.
Who look at me for fucking life, dog.
Right.
There's but also because of that, like my why, my kids, my wife, my family, they inspire me to be the best that I possibly can be.
Yeah.
Like I've had this conversation with a couple of people, and like the way that I look at it is, the better that I am, the better they're gonna be. Right. So I need to be the best version of myself, so that I can give the best version of myself to my family and to my kids, dog. Right. You know what I mean? Because, and I give this example, when you're on an airplane, and the flight attendants are giving you instructions on what to do when the plane's going to go down, or if there's, in case of an emergency, they tell you that oxygen masks are going to drop from the ceiling.
Right.
And instead of getting that, if you're with a kid or you're with somebody that you love, instead of getting that oxygen mask and putting it on them first, you put it on yourself first. If I put my oxygen mask on my kid first, or on my wife, there's a possibility that I might not make it to put it on me.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be all fucked up.
Right.
So I get that mask, I put that mask on myself, boom, I'm fucking good. So now I can go to work and just start fucking helping people that fucking need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Another way that I word it is, you can't give from an empty glass. What inspires me to be inspired is my fucking kids, dog, my fucking wife, my family, dog. Because when it comes down to it, they're the reason why I do what I do. They're my fucking why, Holmes. Yeah, man, dog. Dog.
That's what it is, man.
Fuck, and like, hey, going back to what you said, there's things that you're not doing. I mean, that makes complete fucking sense. Like, there's shit that I want to do, but I'm not gonna fucking do because I could fucking die, dog.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to fucking die. Not
No.
yet.
Not,
But then again, I'm also not trying to disrespect life and not live life.
no,
You
no,
know?
you should. You should appreciate it. Some people are just existing. And that's the problem I have. Don't exist.
Don't exist. Yeah.
Live.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of people just existing.
Yeah.
You know, they're stuck in this victim mentality. This is why. This is why. This is why. It's like, no, bro, it's you. You're
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
Everything else is moving.
Hey, what do they say when you point the finger? When you point the finger, right? You point the finger, boom. You got one going that way, but you got three pointing back at you.
Yeah.
It's fucking you.
It's you. And
Man.
It's funny because I told my brother one time, because and my little brother's gonna see this, but he used to have constant conflict in different workplaces, right? And I gave him a real it must have hurt because he told me. I said, it seems like everywhere you are at, you have problems. You don't think it's you?
Right? What's the constant variable?
Right.
Fuck.
And he really reflected on it.
Hey, but that's good, Doc, because sometimes people need to hear that.
Yeah. You know, because I love my little brother, man. You don't understand, man. The love that I have for my little brother is everything, man. That dude looks up to me like fucking. I'm like the greatest man in the world, man. Like I think that fool would like take every bullet, every struggle I ever had in my life. That's how much he loves me.
What's your brother's name?
Ivan.
To fucking Ivan. Hey,
Yeah.
cheers, Ivan.
You know, and I love that little dude, man. Like he was my original why. My original why. And he's still in the whys, but it's like it's just I guess it's a collective of a lot of whys, right? But I'm always being very honest with him about life, and I know sometimes he doesn't want to hear it, but it's because I love him. And any of my friends or anyone, I'm real honest with them, even if it pisses them off. I can't be nothing else but that, authentic, you know. And I think genuinely that's why I get along with a lot of people because, like I said, it's just truly who I am. Nothing changes.
Right. And you know, the honesty is coming from a place of love,
right.
Not a place of, trying to hurt somebody.
No.
The honesty is coming from a place where, like you said, your life goal, not your life, but your purpose.
Yeah.
Your purpose for being here is to help people realize their potential and realize what it is, and to see what it is that you see in them. You know.
Yeah.
And your honesty, that's where it's coming from.
Yeah. That's it, man. Like I said, even with the kids, even with the youth, anybody, even my own personal kids, man. I'm real honest with them.
Yeah.
Like my son doesn't want to hear it sometimes. It's like, man, I'm gonna tell you. You know, I'm just gonna tell you because I love you.
You know, and I got my sons, or I got 3 boys. They're young. I got my twins that are 4, my oldest who is 6. And I haven't really got to that point where I have to be honest with them when it comes to them being the problem,
right?
Or when it comes to them having to make changes, some type of changes that are required in order to be either successful or just to stop fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And as your experience with your kids, because your kids are older now, right?
Yeah.
So the honesty, the conversations that require honesty, I would imagine are a lot more, like a lot more impact, right?
Yeah. It's directed at the fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't. It's hard for me to kind of like word it, but you probably have to have that honest conversation with them for shit that's gonna keep them out of trouble, keep them alive.
Well, see, here's the thing, Maese. The reality is this. What if you go tomorrow?
Fuck. If I go tomorrow, man.
I mean, are they prepared to face this world?
My boys?
6 and.
I have tried, and that's another thing, dog. Like I try to give them as much of me and my knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
So that, and you said this earlier too, and this is another conversation that I fucking like. Yeah. I always say that, but I like fucking talking, dog. I like talking to people. I like having conversations about shit like this.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I'm doing this. That's why you're here, right? That when I'm not there, I want my kids to fuck, like you said, dog. I want I want my kids to hear my voice in their head when it's time for them to do, when it's time to make a right decision, and when it's time to make a hard decision,
Right.
or when it's them just being happy. I
Right.
want them to hear their dad's voice in their head,
Right.
so that they say to themselves, "Fuck, you know,
Right.
will my dad be okay with me doing
Right.
this?
Right.
You know, my dad has taught me when it's, oh, this is something my dad
Right.
talked to me about.
Right.
I know what to do because he told me what's the best thing to do in the situation." You know,
You know, I'm going to leave this earth one day. I've had this conversation with all my kids. So I'm leaving.
Mhm.
That's a guarantee. I
Hey,
just don't know when.
when we were doing what we were doing, when we were doing that job together,
Yeah.
you know, there was a possibility that we were gonna fucking come home that day,
Yeah.
dog.
Right.
Did you have that conversation with them?
I always have conversations, like every day, like every single day. I tell them, it's like seriously, like it's like a movie scene. If you watch us in the car or anything like that, it's like it was like a straight movie scene, dude. Like I'm real honest, and the fact that I will never die if you keep me alive.
All right, all
So
right.
so I am going to leave physically this earth one day.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to be morbid about this conversation, but it's the reality.
No, it's
Because, dude,
fucking real, dog.
it's real.
Yeah.
I hope that I leave when I'm 100. That's the goal that I've made with the universe. Like, let me go at 100. You understand me?
Oh, okay.
But in living up to 100,
Uh-huh.
I have to do work.
Right.
I'm not just gonna be here.
You got to do your part.
Do my part.
Yeah.
But I tell my kids, I live in every memory, every place that we have gone. If you ever want to talk to me, if I'm not here, go here, because that's where I am at. I'm in everywhere. I'm in Joshua Tree. I'm in Portland. I'm at Big Sur. I'm in Yosemite. I'm in Sedona. I'm everywhere. Every hike, everywhere. I'm there. You come and find me. That's where I'm at.
That's good, dog. That's good, man. That's good advice too.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Because there's going to come a moment where they're going to miss me because of the work that I've done, that I've earned. You understand me? And I know that they don't want to hear it, but I say, I'm in you in every lesson that I've given you. So as long as you talk about me, as long as you keep me alive, I stay alive. And that's what we are. We're passing on the legacy to our coworkers, all that. Like I said, I visualize these things that like could possibly happen. Like even my father, like coming to an end. I've accepted he's going to die. That I have accepted, and I've seen it, and I know what it feels like to have to go through that process. But reality is going to be a little different. Am I going to be sad for a couple of days? Yeah. Probably not be myself. But then I got to get out of that sadness, the grieving process, because I got to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
I've even prepared myself with my children if they were to go.
Oof.
I know.
It's hard, dude.
I've gone there, though. I've gone there.
And what is the reason for going there?
Because it could be a possibility, man. Not that I'm putting the universe to happen. It's in the event that it does happen. How can I shake back? Because I got to bounce back. Can't get stuck. You see so many people stuck. I'm telling you, it's a sick place to be. But it's all about preparation.
Being stuck is a sick place to be?
No. I'm talking about going there.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing this, seeing all these different things before they even happen. So that you can know, have an action plan. Like my daughter drives. Every day that she gets in that car is a possibility. She's already been in an accident.
How old are your kids?
18, 16, and two 13-year-olds.
18, 16, and two 13. Fucking, are they twins?
Yeah.
Twins? You got twins?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, but going back to that, like I said, it's why are we old? Like there's a lot of mothers and fathers that go through stuff. They lose their children.
Yeah.
And you see the devastation. You see that they're not the same. So it's like sometimes you got to exercise through them that vicarious trauma, like looking at them, what that feels like, see it, and then have like a plan. What do I do? Am I going to live for the rest of my kids? Or am I just going to be stuck there forever? Not the fact that I lost one.
Right. I lost a baby. He was Nico Thomas, my esse. He was 5 months old. We lost him in the womb, right? And there was nothing that we were able to do about it. It was just one of those things that my wife went to the doctor because she was having a little bit of she was uncomfortable. We're like, hey, go check it out. When she went, they ran they did an ultrasound on her, and they were like, you know, they didn't find no heartbeat. We're like, oh fuck, you know, like no heartbeat, dude. So we went through that whole process of grieving for that. she she gave birth to him. She gave birth to him and he wasn't alive. And that was rough, dog. That was fucking hard, Holmes, because we even had time to spend with the baby, time to spend with him, dude. It was fucking weird, dude. And to see my wife holding him and ask him why, like, what happened, baby? She's like, what happened, baby? What happened? And I was like, fuck, dude. Even thinking about that makes me emotional.
Yeah.
But you know, he, you always think about like what he could have been.
Right.
I never got an opportunity to meet him.
Right.
Because we lost him in the womb.
Right.
But there was nothing that we could do about that.
Right.
Nothing we could do about it. And I find peace in knowing that, dog.
Right.
It was just something that just the way that it worked out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think about too, like what the fuck? What would I do if I lost one of my boys, man? Fuck, man. That would be fucking devastating, dog. I don't even want to fucking touch that subject and talk about that shit.
Right.
It makes me feel so bad about that, bro. But like you said, man, and like my parents have told me, dog, when fucking my first son was born, my parents told me, you're never going to sleep good again for the rest of your life because you're always going to be fucking worried about your kid.
Right.
They would always tell me how much they worried about me. They worried about me. I'd go out. You know what I mean? I did a lot of dumb shit when I was a lot of fucking dumb shit. I'm fucking lucky that I'm not in jail or I'm not fucking dead, Holmes. And now I understand what they're talking about.
Right.
And like you said, your daughter's driving and something can happen every day.
Every day.
It's a reality of fucking life, dude, that we don't want to touch, but it's reality.
I don't let it become anxiety. Like, it's funny, man. Like, I've kind of released my children to this world. They belong to this world. Like, I love them. Like I said, I hope that I never have to face this, and no parent should ever face this. Like, but they're in this world. I'm not no different from no other person. Like, we're living in the rules of this world. This world is this world.
Mm-hmm.
And all we can do is, we have no control of it. We just control how we're going to respond to the things that the world throws at us.
Right.
You and I can have cancer tomorrow. We can have all kinds of stuff, terminal stuff. But it's like, we're going to let it just kill me. My pops is one of the baddest motherfuckers I have ever met.
What's his name?
Rogelio.
Rogelio. Cheers.
Rogelio is like no other man. And my mother too. Like I said, the people that taught you. My mom used to work 2 to 3 jobs, bro.
What's your mom's name?
Maria.
Yeah. Cheers.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's who raised me. Like, that's where there's not a regulator in this motherfucker right here. There's no limit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I seen this fool smash like he was fixing a window, smashed it, and he was just like,
shut the fuck up. What did he smash his head with?
Because the window came down on, because he was trying to fix it, and it slammed. It's an old window. He didn't want me to see him and like hurry, so he just get out, you know. And he was in pain. I could hear him moan. I could still see it and hear it as a kid, but he shook it off, bro.
Yeah.
You know, this dude got beat up by some dude that hit him with a bat. Dude, he had like screws in his hand, his head.
What?
Yes, dude. Like, this is the kind of man that
did he get beat up as a man, or did he get beat up when
he got beat up because he was drunk, bro? And you know,
fuck, Holmes.
You understand me? The dude hit him with a bat. Got him right here, but he bounced back, bro, like nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, my mom too, man. My mom got injured at work, had all the ligaments in her knee broken, bro. But because they didn't have an education, they didn't know their worth, they will continue to keep going back to work. Mm-hmm. These are people that raised me.
All right. You know, you said something right now that you told me. You said this a couple of months back, and it stood with me, and you just said it right now, dog. And you know what that is? Know your worth.
Yeah.
You said because they didn't know their worth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And can you talk to me about that? Like, know your worth? Like, what do you mean when you say that?
So here's the thing, man.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to go get more water. Okay, all right. You want water, dog?
No, I'm good.
All right. Hold on. Time out. All right.
So
know your worth.
Know your worth. So here's the thing, man. When you know your worth, my value doesn't decrease in the inability of someone knowing my worth.
Wait.
My worth.
Okay, your worth
doesn't decrease in the inability of someone to see my worth when I know my worth.
Right.
So here's the thing, like, not everyone's going to value you for who you are. Some people are going to try to take advantage of you. You know, like I have a big heart. I care. And some people will try to take advantage of that. They will try to manipulate it for their advantage, thinking that you're weak. And that's where it happened, where I had to cut off somebody. our life recently, because I know my worth, but they thought that I didn't know my value. And it also happened in my relationship with the mother of my kids. She didn't know my value. I knew my value, but that's why that relationship also ended.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said like your worth, like what are you going to allow people to do to you? What kind of disrespect would you allow if you don't know your worth? A lot of people will allow to be abused. Like my mom was abused in her work because she didn't know her true value. Like that woman used to work at a cleaners and used to press a gang of pieces. And she should just take that pride of being able to iron so many pieces that this guy that owned the shop was benefiting off of her.
Oh wow.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And then when he had no more worth for her
He
value,
was benefiting off her fucking work ethic.
yes. Same thing with my little brother. He went to the same school. My brother is one of the baddest fucking mechanics out there because he's honest and he knows his shit. An amazing ass welder.
Mm.
But for years he didn't know his worth. And he was allowing these owners to just pay him like nickels on a dime. You know, nickel and diming him like, oh yeah. And he thought like, oh, this is good. But when he knew his worth, he was able to ask now this salary. Like, I know who the fuck I am. And I know what I bring. And he's in a different place now. Same thing with my mom. You know, I won't let this employment ever mistreat me. It may attempt it, but I won't allow it because I know my worth.
And is that kind of also like expecting yourself to do great things?
Oh yes,
right?
Yes. Like every day you're gonna get like today, even the preparation of today, like knowing that I came in here, I came ready. That's why I brought this.
Yeah.
I went through my old journals to remember this.
And you keep journals like?
Oh yeah,
that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Do I write on them all the time? No, it's just certain moments like those that are important,
right,
to reflect back and look. You know, I'm very inconsistent in the running log because I was like, oh, I ran this, I ran. I in that little journal I just looked. I was looking, I was reading. I was like, damn, dude, like you did 35 miles that week. It was like you felt like shit. You're coming down with a cold, like in June, and this is 2016. Like I was looking at the like the little.
That's a trip to look back at that, right?
Yeah, it's my history.
You kind of relive it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of time travel a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell my kids like I've been telling them. I was I don't know if I read it or if I watched it, but they were talking about how you should tell your kids that you expect big things from them. You expect them to be successful. And that right there, would you say that type of talking to your kids and telling them that you expect great things from them, is that helping them to know their worth?
I think knowing, yes, that's one of the components, but also actions. And understanding how to read actions of worth.
Actions of worth.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I used to tell my daughters all the time, I love you. And be like, I love you too.
Is that teaching them what they're worth?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, dog. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, dog.
No.
Keep going.
But it's like, I love you. And then they'll be like, I love you too. How do you know I love you? Because anybody can tell you I love you. But it's the actions behind love. And that's the worth. So as a parent, you're looking at your children and you know they're going to go into this world. And then men or women, like I said, I have a boy and girl, whoever tells them I love them, I want them to understand what that worth of love is. What is it? What is it being backed by? An action that shows me love.
But if somebody is telling you, hey, I fucking love you, right? I love you.
Yeah.
And you don't know anything else except for that person and the type of love that person is giving you.
Yeah.
You're going to expect that. You're going to expect that action, whether it be negative or positive, to be representation of their love for you.
Yeah.
Right. So I could be telling you, hey man, I fucking love you, and I could be fucking whooping your ass.
Yeah.
Or I could be telling you, hey, I love you, and hugging you and kissing you.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's learned.
So it has to be backed up by an action.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I got your back. And the moment you call me, it's like, nah, bro, I can't. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
There goes the action. Then you really don't have my back.
Mm-hmm.
See, Jesus knew that, man. When he's standing on this table and he's talking about it, and he's like, I got you, man. I will never deny you. He's like, bro, you're going to deny me 3 times.
Before the rooster crow. right?
Yeah,
The rooster,
yeah.
right?
That's what I said. People say all these different things, and then you don't know the true worth of it until the it's put into action.
Right.
Everything, like I said, being honest, like until it's put into action. The worth, and that's what I
Mhm.
said. That's why I have cut off people out of my life because, like I said, they've shown me that they don't value me, and I know my worth. That it's like you're no longer allow this time because it's my time. It's precious.
Mhm.
I can't just give it to anybody.
No, man.
So I value my time.
That's the real currency.
Yeah, yeah, this is real. So when I'm on the phone with you, hearing you out, talking to you about life, and then I see the action, I can no longer give you any more of my time,
Because at that point, it's a waste of your currency. It's a waste of your time.
my worth.
It's a waste of your worth.
Yeah,
And you could be giving that to somebody else.
yeah, exactly. Because I don't get that hour back or those 2 hours of phone conversations or in person.
Mhm.
That's it.
That's it. Fucking time, dog.
Time.
Time is a mean motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
No, time is not. Well, time, time is honest. It keeps time treats everybody the same way.
Yeah, it does.
You just got. It's just up to the person to do what it is that they're gonna do with time, right?
Yeah, and like I said, it's like I'm constantly budgeting that day. Like so, we spent 1/3 of our life.
Is that mic gonna fall?
No. We spent 1/3 of our no, it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we spent 1/3 of our week at work. 1/3 of the day,
Mhm.
8 hours, and then if you live in a healthy, balanced life, you're getting about 8 hours of sleep. So in between that, you have 8 hours that you have to balance
Right.
with your loved ones, yourself, and just existing or living.
Extracurricular,
Yeah,
whatever it is that's
yeah,
extra that you want to get done.
right.
I find that I have to manage like me, man. I have to manage my time with my kids. Well, I have to manage my time, because like you said, we're at work for fucking 8 hours, right?
Yeah, 8 hours.
Before line, then we get home, and whatever is that. If I'm gonna, it's funny, dude, and I've kind of made this decision. If something is gonna be neglected, it's gonna be my sleep. Where I have neglected my sleep.
Yeah,
Where it's like, okay, well, I did everything that I got to get done here. The boys are down. Now I'm gonna do some laundry.
yeah,
And when I do the laundry, I'm gonna get some work. I'm gonna work out.
right,
Right. I'm gonna do something, or I'm gonna read. I'm
right,
gonna put some time into read.
right. Self-improvement time.
Self-improvement time.
Yeah,
Because the better I am, the better off everybody
yeah,
else is.
yeah.
You know.
And you should give yourself about 2 hours of self-improvement. I do self-improvement and I balance it. Like if my kids are in practice, I work out during that time. I'm still present there. They see me training, and we both come back, and say, hey, how was it? It was good. Like in between my kids, like so my son's swim meets, he would have like one at this hour and then another hour. I'll go train in between that hour and get back to watching.
Are you training right now?
I'm lifting. It's funny because I just came to New York and I had not been running, but it goes back to that mindset. I ran almost 10 miles because I went to sightsee in New York. So I ran all Grand Central Park.
Oh, that's cool. That's fun, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool to say, dog.
Yeah. So I was just running around taking pictures, going around. So I did a total of 15 miles this past week in running.
That's good,
in a big
dude.
city.
Yeah.
Hey,
do you do that everywhere? Because you're going to Chicago, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. So yeah, that's the plan. So I hit up my boy who's going and told him to bring some clothes so we can sightsee like that.
That's cool.
Gives us that drive.
You're killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
You're sightseeing and you're getting in some exercise.
Yeah.
Did you do that in Florida? Hey, you've been in a couple places, dog, these past couple months, dude.
Yeah. Did I run in Florida? No, I didn't get a chance to run in Florida.
Because you went to Florida to do work.
Yeah, I did some work. But no, I didn't run in Florida. I didn't do no workouts. It was more like time to bond with my brother. So honestly, I'll be honest with you, it was the first time that I think ever in adult life that I got to really bond with my brother.
What?
Like to really go out on a trip and be together and hang out. No, bro.
Conversate with him.
Connect
with him.
Because I talked to him on the phone and I love him. We know that, but that was the first one like where we really got to bond. And he got to see me, and he learned from me more. How I respond to things, how I see the world, how humble I am, man. Like I said, like people don't know what I do as a profession.
Mhm.
nor do I act like it. Like that's my profession.
Mhm.
When I'm doing those side gigs, I'm hustling, man. Like, and I'll be honest with you, I work for free.
You mentioned a couple of years back, I because you recently found out that you like doing this work, right?
I like it because it humbles me.
You've
It's
said that,
yeah,
dude.
it's a place of like what we do as a profession, bro. People look up to it and they admire it, right? But it's easy.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to discredit our
Yeah,
profession, but
yeah,
compared to people that have to do labor,
right.
that's the real resilience.
Hey, is that labor like a penance?
No, it's not a penance because and I'm not punishing myself. I think it's humility.
Mm,
It's like among the people that get up every morning and have no choice but to have to do this.
okay. Is it like a honoring? You're
It's,
honoring them?
it's not only honoring. I feel that we connect because I can do it.
Mm.
I can do it, and I respect them for it.
But you recently found out that you like doing this, right?
Yeah, because I should be run from it. I was like felt like it was shameful. It was
Because
like
I saw that change, dog.
yeah,
Because we were working
yeah,
together at
yeah,
that time,
yeah,
and it's like it's something that just you just fell into, and you're like, yeah, I fucking like doing it. I enjoy doing it, and you were talking about it, dog.
yeah,
Fucking another one of our coworkers was asking you,
yeah,
hey, what about this? What about that?
yeah,
You're fucking talking about
yeah,
it. So yeah, man, I think it's really cool that you were able to find something like that,
yeah,
a hobby like that,
yeah.
that gives you that type of satisfaction.
Because it challenges you, man. It's all physical, man. Like when you have to pick up sandbags that are heavy, walk them up to the steps, and then you know the boss of that job, like it's one of my closest friends,
Mm.
and he's looking at me like, hey man, like sew it up, like he's like, no, bro, like I'm gonna fucking bring all these bags.
I'm enjoying this shit. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like he saw another side of me, like of the work, and then like it would be funny, man. We would be in job sites, and then everybody is like undocumented and all the different things, and you're just like talking to them, and it's like it's not when they find out like what the fuck you do for reals, what do you do as a living,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like what does it matter?
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I'm doing right now.
Right.
Why would you do that? Like I could make more in 2 hours at work than I would do an 8 hour day there.
Hey, do you wherever you go, are you just fucking meeting everybody?
Yes.
But you want to meet everybody, right? You want
Yeah.
to shake everybody's hand.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
want to hear everybody, get to know everybody's
Right.
story, dog.
Right. Right.
That's a great characteristic,
Yeah,
man.
and I love it. I love it. I fucking love it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were in Miami, there was a guy from Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of Cubans,
Mm-hmm.
and just the mindset of the of our other workers drink the little cafecito, you know, just the outlook of life,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, and then you give them yours, and you just like I said, man, it's fucking dope. Like even if I became a billionaire, I would want to do that shit.
Hell yeah.
I would fucking like to just be among the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great feeling of humility, man. Like that makes you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said down the line I plan to live in like little towns and just take care of that community.
Mm-hmm.
Like if my retirement can pay for a lot of the meals in the town, fucking dope.
Mm-hmm. Hey, when's your birthday? It's coming up, right?
April 22nd.
April 22nd, dog.
Yeah.
What's the year were you born?
Well, geez, I'm about to take all my info in the world.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh no. Well,
Yeah.
you're well,
Yeah.
like because I'm April 14th. I'm April 14th.
Yeah.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
1976. I'm an
Yeah.
Aries, dog.
Yeah.
And also you're a Taurus.
Yeah, I'm a
You're right
Taurus.
after me. You're
Yeah.
right after. All right,
Yeah.
cool, man.
I'm an Earth sign.
You're a sign, dog.
Earth sign.
You're about to give all my info in the world. Only fucking 12 people are gonna watch, dog.
Hey, no, hey, after today, bro, this is gonna go viral, bro.
I hope it does.
It is.
I hope it does. I hope it does because I feel as if you have a lot to give.
Yeah.
And I feel as if people can. I feel as if people can grow and maybe learn a little bit about themselves just based on hearing you talk, hearing our conversation.
Yeah.
And that is my goal with this whole podcast.
Right.
I want to I want to grow from the person that I'm sitting down talking with.
Right.
I want them to grow from the conversation as well.
Right.
And I want the people who listen to grow from it, to take something home, take something with them to grow as well from it.
The thing is that everybody has a valuable story. That's why when you ask me about people, that's what I'm interested. It's like knowing who that person truly is,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to get to know them genuinely. Like You know, a lot of things have been said about me. Like, is this fool really genuine? Like, that's one of the biggest questions. Like, nobody can be that fucking nice. Nobody can be that sincere. Nobody.
I'm gonna say something really fast
Yeah.
too. Like everybody, people that tune in,
Yeah.
this is fucking Hoil every fucking day.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like he came here and this is a fucking character.
Yeah.
This is fucking Hoil every fucking day. When you talk to Hoil, this is how he is.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I vouch for that right there.
Yeah.
This is not a fucking character. This is who you fucking are, Holmes.
It is, and that's what I said. Some of my greatest friendships, like, they are my brothers now, and like, it's funny, man. Like, when they need me. If I can clone myself and sell myself to different people because they need me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of my brothers, like that I'm close to, love hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to them, talk to them. Like, tomorrow, dude, I have one who I remember him jumping on the bus, and I couldn't let him get on the bus, dude. I would drop him off at home after our track practices or cross country practices, and we used to go eat at Denny's, and we used to go to all these different restaurants. He was very, very poor. Like, I mean, just a poor dude, but a rich heart and mindset was rich. But as far as like how you label people and worth, like, money, like, he had to take the bus to school, and he was very humble about it. He's always been a humble guy, but he became like my little brother too. And I never wanted him to jump on that bus, and I wanted him to take him home. But I planted seeds in him early on. He that he doesn't forget. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go check out your roof tomorrow. And anything that I need to work on something, he just comes and he doesn't want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we are. Even my little brother himself, like, we exchange time. We don't charge each other.
Brothers?
Well, I have other siblings, but as far as the one that's always around is my little brother. The other one is not like biological. He just became a brother through life.
Got you.
And then my other brother, his name is Chris. He has a company, same thing. We're supposed to meet up tomorrow, possibly, and go up to Mount Baldy, possibly. They're supposed to call me tonight. See, we're gonna do that.
Bike ride?
Oh, run up to Mount Baldy.
Run up to Mount Baldy.
Because there's 2 other guys that are running this race tomorrow to the top of Mount Baldy. But
it's a fucking race.
The race starts at 8.
A Labor Day race.
Labor Day race up to Mount Baldy. So we're discussing it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we're supposed to meet at 5 and start running up. And that's what I'm saying. This shit like that, like, okay, I'll say yeah. Because like I said, I have no limits. I can get the fuck up there. Might have to jog a little bit, walk a little bit, but I'll get up there because that's a fucking 10,000 feet.
How many miles is it up there?
7.
And at 10,000 feet, the higher you get, the higher, I don't, dude, I'm fucking.
Altitude?
Yes. So the higher you get, the thinner the air gets?
Well, it's not just
is that. That height?
It's not just that, it's the grade level. It just becomes almost nearly impossible to run in some points.
What's the fucking grade level, dog?
I don't know, honestly, like, down the grade level. I just know it's steep.
Oh, the grade. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So the angle, right?
The angle. You know, it gets difficult.
Right.
And so, if you haven't been training, man, you're gonna be like,
you're fucking, you hurting.
But the goal is to get up there. It doesn't matter how you get up there. The goal is to get up there.
Right. It's like with anything, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter how you get there. It matters.
I mean,
it doesn't matter what you did in order to get to where you wanted to get.
Yeah.
It matters how you got there.
Yeah. So because I've had to walk my fucking mountain bike up a hill because you're taxed, but you don't stop to get to the place. Like, a couple of weeks back, we were riding to Potato Mountain, and bro, we taxed. This shit taxed us.
Potato Mountain?
Yeah, Potato Mountain.
Where's that at?
That's over there, like going towards Mount Baldy, but from Marshall Canyon. It just taxed us. But we just kept.
Good tax.
It was a good tax, but we kept pushing the bikes. It was like, we got to get to the destination. Because you could check it off. It's like, hey, success because we got here.
Right. Yeah.
How we got there, we have to crawl. No matter.
Done deal.
You get there.
Right.
Just get there.
Yeah, that's like with anything in life, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
Dude. But I want to know, so know your worth.
Yeah.
Hoilism. What is it? Optimistic resilience.
Yeah. Optimistic resilience.
Optimistic resilience. And just being a good person, huh?
That's it, man.
Helping other people grow. Like I guess like a kind of like a closing statement type of an opportunity, right. Dog. Like, what do you want people to to know, I guess. Like, what's your what's your, in a nutshell, dog? I know that we had the conversation about
right.
what your message is, dog.
Right.
But if we were able to get that message, go poof, fucking pack that motherfucker up and shoot it out to everybody in the fucking world, Holmes. What would that message be, dog?
Can we become a community? That's it. A community. Where I got you. I can carry that. That's the ultimate goal of me in my life is to that I'm looking for is a community.
Okay, man.
You know, that's it.
I like that, man. All right, brother. Hey, hey, Holmes, give me a hug. Give me a hug, brother.
All right.
Oh,
All right, man. Thanks, man.
fucking Hoil.